He felt now that he was not simply close to her, but that he did not know where he ended and she began. He went through life with his hands firmly shoved into his pockets. She danced. Let me tell ya, you gotta pay attention to signs. When life reaches out with a moment like this, it's a sin if you don't reach back. I'm telling you, their fingers seemed to fit together in just the right way, effortlessly clasped like perfect compliments. The girl was dead. If her lifeless body had not confirmed it, then it would have been made clear by the horrible scream of the fate who held her in his arms. The story curse was familiar with pain, but this was agony, the sort of raw grief that was only seen once in a century. The fate was every tear that anyone had ever shed for lost love. He was pain given form. People who love themselves don't hurt other people. The more we hate ourselves, the more we want others to suffer. I'm like a starving man who has been given food. Maybe he's cold and his clothes are torn and he's ashamed, but he's not unhappy. I have now been married 10 years. I know what it is to live entirely for and with what I love best on earth. I hold myself supremely blessed, blessed beyond what language can express, because I am my husband's life as fully as he is mine. No woman was ever nearer to her mate than I am, ever more absolutely bone of his bone and flesh of his flesh. I know no weariness of my Edward's society, he knows none of mine, any more than we each do the pulsation of the heart that beats in our separate bosoms. Consequently, we are ever together. To be together is for us to be at once free as in solitude, as gay as in company. We talk, I believe, all day long. To talk to each other is but more animated and an audible thinking. All my confidence is bestowed. On him, all his confidence is devoted to me. We are precisely suited in character. Perfect concord is the result. It's not enough to believe. Don't you see that, you stupid girl? You could spend your whole life hoping and believing. If a love affair is one-sided, then it's only ever a question, never an answer. You can't live your life waiting for an answer. One of the most important of life's lessons is to learn independence, to understand freedom. This means independence from attachments, from results, from opinions, and from expectations. Breaking attachments leads to freedom. But breaking attachments does not mean abandoning a loving and meaningful relationship, a relationship that nourishes your soul. It means ending dependency on any person or thing. Love is never a dependency. I don't want your prayers, he said. What do you want then? The old answers came easily to mind. Money, vengeance. Geordie's voice in my head silenced forever. But a different reply roared to life inside him, loud, insistent, and unwelcome. You an edge, you. Love. The sickest of irony's sick jokes. The place where logic and order go to die. But what is the sense in forever speculating what might have happened had such and such a moment turned out differently? One could presumably drive oneself to distraction in this way. In any case, while it is all very well to talk of turning points, one can surely only recognize such moments in retrospect. Naturally, when one looks back to such instances today, they may indeed take the appearance of being crucial, precious moments in one's life. But of course, at the time, this was not the impression one had. Rather, it was as though one had available a never-ending number of days, months, years in which to sort out the vagaries of one's relationship with Miss Kenton. An infinite number of further opportunities in which to remedy the effect of this or that misunderstanding. There was surely nothing to indicate at the time that such evidently small incidents would render whole dreams forever irredeemable. I will love you even when I am dust on the wind. I want you forever, just for tonight. At first I did not love you, Jude, that I own. When I first knew you, I merely wanted you to love me. I did not exactly flirt with you, but that inborn craving which undermines some women's morals almost more than unbridled passion, the craving to attract and captivate, regardless of the injury it may do, the man was in me. And when I found I had caught you, I was frightened. And then I don't know how it was. I couldn't bear to let you go, possibly to Arabella again, and so I got to love you, Jude. But you see, however fondly it ended, it began in the selfish and cruel wish to make your heart ache for me without letting mine ache for you. Growth in love comes from a place of absence, where the imagination is left to its own devices and creates you to be much more than reality would ever allow. Pretty fucking tragic twist of fate. But you don't seem to remember that we first met years ago? An issue, since I remember a little too well. I like no one, absolutely no one, but I liked you from the start. I liked you when I didn't know you. And now that I do know you, it's only gotten worse. Sometimes, often, always, I think about you before falling asleep. Then I dream of you, and when I wake up, my head's still there, stuck on something funny, beautiful, filthy, intelligent. That's all about you. It's been going on for a while, longer than you think, longer than you can imagine. And I should have told you, but I have this impression, this certainty that you're half a second from running away, that I should give you enough reasons to stay. Is there anything I can do for you? I'll take you grocery shopping and fill your fridge when we're back home. Buy you a new bike and a case of decent reagent and that sludge you drink. Kill the people who made you cry. Is there something you need? Name it, it's yours. If I have it. For love, people consider the unthinkable, ... and often achieve the impossible. I would not sneer at its power. That's what I love about Aibileen. She can take the most complicated things in life and wrap them up so small and simple, they'll fit right in your pocket. To fall in love is easy, even to remain in it is not difficult. Our human loneliness is cause enough. But it is a hard quest worth making to find a comrade through whose steady presence one becomes steadily the person one desires to be. She put one hand on mine. When someone is in your heart, they're never truly gone. They can come back to you, even at unlikely times. We wanted the freedom to love. We wanted the freedom to choose. Now we have to fight for it. A kiss may ruin a human life, but no matter what love throws at you, you have to believe. In it, you have ought believe in love stories and Prince Charmings and happily ever after. That's why I write these songs, because I think love is fearless. Most true is it that beauty is in the eye of the gazer. My master's colorless, olive face, square massive brow, broad and jetty eyebrows, deep eyes, strong features, firm grim mouth. All energy, decision, will, were not beautiful, according to rule, but they were more than beautiful to me. They were full of an interest, an influence that quite mastered me, that took my feelings from my own power and fettered them in his. I had not intended to love him, the reader knows. I had wrought hard to extirpate from my soul the germs of love there detected, and now, at the first renewed view of him, they spontaneously arrived, green and strong. He made me love him without looking at me. I love you more. I love you enough to let you go and live your dream. I tilted my head and shrugged. Don't, you see, ... I love you more. He smiled softly and I brushed some hair off his forehead. Running the backs of my fingers down his cheek, I whispered, and yes, I will miss you, more than you could possibly imagine. But I know that you have to do this, Kellen, and you know it too. Stubbornly, he shook his head. No, I know that I have to be with you. Everything else is just ... details. It is an historical fact that you and I have a problem doing the right thing for others and for ourselves. Yet, we deny it fiercely or wallow in shame, neither of which God wants for us. I'm a fake fact factory. The things I make are the things I make up also. As a side business, I make love. Actually, I just made that up.